Hey guys, Victor here from Seez, talking about our newest, latest and greatest Seez smooth door operator. I'm going to cover a couple highlights of our door operator and then walk you through a basic board setup once the operator has been mounted on top of the cab and all the mechanical linkages are set. With a Seez smooth operator, you get the ease of universal linkages, the familiarity of a product cross-compatible with MOVFR components, and the convenience of using instant, real-time adjustments using no extra tools or software. The Seez smooth operator shares the same footprint as the MOVFR 1 and 2, but comes with universal linkages for multiple size door openings. The drive arm comes pre-scored with lengths on where to make cuts in the field to suit your door opening size. The nickel-plated chain offers higher corrosion resistance, suitable for high humidity environments. But where the Seez smooth operator really shines is under the lid. At the heart of it all is the Seez control board and Seez drive. This is our two-board combination featuring 110 or 220 volt AC input variable frequency drive, or VFD, and control board with keypad and LCD screen featuring multi-volt input signals, onboard LED indicators, and direct connect edge detectors. Let's jump right in and walk through each of these main menu items and then a basic setup guide. As I previously mentioned, the VFD runs on either 110 volt or 212 volt AC power. For 220 volt, you'll place one leg to L1, one leg to L2, and your ground to the grounding point provided, located next to the ground symbol etched on the board's base. For use with 110 volts, place the hot leg to L1, neutral to L2, ground to the same grounding point. You'll then place a jumper wire between these two pins, marked 110 volts. Be sure you do not place the 110 volt incoming power to these pins. Only a jumper when 110 volt power is used. Once powered on, you'll see the screen light up and the LEDs come on. Let's start with the drive board. Power will indicate that the board is powered on. Brake will stay on all the time. Fault will illuminate when there's a disruption in communications between the control and drive boards. Right illuminates when the motor is turning clockwise. Left illuminates when the motor is turning counterclockwise. And finally, COM is illuminated when communications between the two boards are good. This is just about all the interaction that you'll have with the drive board, as all the controls are operated on the control board. With the control board powered on, you'll immediately notice the screen displaying options. We'll review those in a minute. Let's quickly break down the LEDs present on the control board first. Starting from the bottom left, going up, we have power, which illuminates when the board is receiving power. Fault, similar to the drive board, will light when communications between the two boards have failed. Reopen device will be lit when the detector edges are tripped, or if the light curtain parameter is enabled, but no device is plugged in or wired improperly. Stall reverse will light up when the motor experiences an overtorque. Frequency failure will light when there is an electrical fault. Door protection monitoring, DPM, auxiliary, aux, door open limit, DOL, door close limit, DCL, will illuminate when their respective cam sensor is blocked. Holding will illuminate when the door is in DOL or DCL, and the correct parameters have been changed to hold the door from drifting out of DOL or DCL. HSC and FSC are present during a close, being high speed and final speed close, respectively. Nudge will light when the nudging input is valid. FSO, MSO, HSO, SSO are present during an open, being final speed, medium speed, high speed, slow speed open, respectively. On the right side, we have 4 more LEDs, corresponding to the input signals on the terminal strip below. Any 24 to 230 volt AC or DC voltage between one input and common will light the LED and send the corresponding function to the drive board. All the LEDs and their corresponding actions are available in the Smooth Operator manual. In the upper right-hand corner, we'll see 5 toggle switches. Starting at the top, we have Run Cam Setup. During initial install, have this set to Cam Setup. This will allow the LEDs to come on when the appropriate cam sensor is blocked, without applying any current to the motor. Run will be used for normal operation. Next is the Auto Man switch. Auto will be used for normal operation. Man will give you manual control using the following 3 switches. Close Open will open or close the doors respectively when the top 2 switches are set to Run and Man. Nudge, when toggled with Close, will engage the door close at nudging speed. Heavy Reset has 2 functions. When manually opening or closing the door and the heavy switch toggled, the smooth operator will switch to using the heavy parameters. Toggling the switch to Reset will clear any active faults. Let's move on to the menu selection. The main screen will have 6 options to choose from: Edit Parameters, Load Defaults, Diagnostics 1, Diagnostics 2, Tech Support, and Rotate Screen. Plus and minus are used to scroll up and down, Enter to select or confirm, and Escape to return back. Edit Parameters will let you do just that. Set your parameters for speeds, torque, holding, acceleration, and so on. This includes open and close in the standard and heavy versions. The C Smooth Door Operator will save your changes as long as you remember to return to the home screen when you are finished. Whenever adjustments are finished or the power will be cycled, simply hit Escape until you see the main menu again, and your parameters will be saved. The board will also autosave any parameters changed after 30 seconds of inactivity. Load Defaults will return you to the preset values for each parameter, shown here. Diagnostics 1. This screen will provide you with the following information. VBus, the current DC voltage for the motor driver. 0S, a 16-second timer. Resets to 16 at each open or close command and will time down to 0 if no limit switch is detected. At 0, all motor drive is stopped until present command is cycled off then on, or a new command is issued. Speed, the current speed of the motor, reflecting the actual speed setting. Temp, the current temperature of the output driver. Motor, the amount of current present to the motor in amps. Cycle, shows the number of cycles the board has registered. Diagnostics 2. This screen will show you the present voltage for each input from 24 volts AC to 230 volts AC or DC. This screen is helpful when determining if a parameter is set wrong or if there is a wiring or connection issue. More on that later. Technical support. This gives you our office line right here in South Florida for any installation help, errors, or troubleshooting you may need. Rotate Display. This will flip your screen 180 degrees while maintaining the same functionality. This is helpful when making adjustments from outside the hoistway looking in. Alright, now that we've covered the boards and all their options, let's get a basic setup going. The smooth operator has been mounted on a standard 13-inch header, the drive arm has been cut to length, the door has been ensured to roll smoothly with no binding, and all mechanical link measurements have been made. Once the board is powered on, verify that the power, comm, brake, and power LEDs are lit. Set the top 2 toggle switches to cam setup and manual, then, following the cam profiles in the manual, fully open the door and set the DOL. Fully close the door and then repeat the same steps for the DCL. Again, following the cam profiles, slowly roll the door through each cam zone using the provided rough estimates. We recommend the door's final closing speed comes on within the last 4 inches of fully closed, give or take a bit. The DPM should come on within the last half inch of fully closed, and the DCL should come in within the last quarter inch of travel. For the opening direction, the SSO cam should come on immediately to allow the pickup rollers to engage smoothly. The door will continue to open until it engages MSO medium speed open cam, roughly about 25% from fully open. Final speed open will come on during the last 4 inches of travel, and the DOL should come on within the last quarter inch of travel. Once you're happy with the cam placement, we'll flip the top toggle switch from cam setup to run. This allows the motor to be energized and lets us play with the parameters a little bit. Hold the close open toggle switch in the direction you'd like to go and watch how the door reacts. The initial movement may take a couple seconds, so keep holding the switch even if the motor does not react immediately. Now, based off how the door reacted, let's adjust some parameters and really fine-tune to get the smoothest opening and closing that we possibly can. Scrolling through Edit Parameters, remember that these can be adjusted in real time. For this example, let's say I want the doors to close faster. I'll highlight CL high speed, hit enter, and adjust the number higher. Hold the switch to close, and let's see how it goes. Still too slow. So let's reopen, and now watch as the speed increases in real time. Much better. I'll repeat this process for every zone that the door passes through. If you find that the door is on the heavier side and struggles to open or close, go ahead and bump up that torque value in that direction. Keep going through each of the parameters until the door opens and closes to your satisfaction. It's important to note that the C Smooth Door Operator's parameter values and ranges are not equivalent to other operator systems. Now that it runs great manually, let's get the Smooth Door Operator ready for automatic operation. Select Edit Parameters and scroll all the way down to Input Voltage. It's important to note this should be based off the measured controller voltage, not the incoming power voltage. We recommend setting this parameter a couple of volts below your target voltage, reason being, the door operator will recognize all voltages above and ignore all voltages below this value. Sometimes you don't hit the full voltage exactly, so this gives you a bit of a cushion. We are using 120 volts with our test box system, so I'll set it to 115. This will also prevent any phantom voltages, like a stray 48 volt, from affecting door operation. If you're using a light curtain directly into the board, set this parameter to 1. Please take care to check your wiring, as the C's Smooth Door Operator has inverted connections for most OEMs. The positive and negative terminals are reversed, so you will have to swap the outer two wires. Plus V will give you 24 volts DC, while 0V will be your common. Now, let's set the door holding. Close the door, ensuring it is in DCL and the corresponding LED is lit. Scroll up to close hold torque and increase it above 0. Then, scroll to close hold speed and increase that above 0. I'll set these to 1 for now and adjust later as needed. Now, the holding LED should be illuminated. You can adjust the torque and speed values until the door stays in DCL and is not easily manipulated by passengers in the cab. Repeat this step for DOL using the open hold torque and open hold speed parameters. Keep an eye on the hold speed values, as bumping these up too high can cause the motor to vibrate and overheat. Finally, flip the switches to Run and Auto, and you should be ready to go. A couple notes before we get to troubleshooting. The heavy input will switch your open and close parameters to using the heavy open or close. This gives you 2 sets of parameters to alternate between without having to change it every time. This can be useful in situations such as a hotel lobby, where the ground floor is an elaborate and grand door entrance, while the rest of them are standard and much lighter. Setting the light curtain parameter to 1 without plugging in a light curtain will keep the reopen device LED lit and the doors held open indefinitely. Make sure your curtains are aligned, clean, and are wired correctly before changing this parameter. I'd like to take some time to review our most common calls for assistance. These are easy mistakes that can be done during a rush install, so let's cover them all and hopefully get you back up and running without you needing to call. Screen flashing. If you power on your Smooth Door Operator and see the LCD screen flashing or pulsing like this, it's a clear indication that the light curtain's polarity has been reversed. Simply unplug the light curtain connector and swap the outer 2 wires. Our connections are opposite from most OEMs, so if you are reusing a set of detector edges, chances are you just plugged in from the old operator and plugged right into the new one without verifying the wiring. Lost parameters. You've got your Smooth Operator dialed in just right, the power is shut off, and the parameters are back to the default. Chances are the board was not returned to the home screen before the power was cut off. Ensure you return to the home screen by pressing Escape once your parameters are set to save them to the board's memory. Our newest update, Software 1.04, will autosave any parameters when there has been no activity for 30 seconds. Operator ignores inputs. You place a call and the operator does not move. You place it again, still nothing. The input LEDs stay off. That is most commonly caused by one of 2 things. The input voltage parameter is set too high, or there is too loose of a connection between the pins and the terminal strip. Using a multimeter, confirm the voltage at the strip between the desired command and common. Make sure the input voltage parameter is set at or below this measured value. If your parameter is set right, ensure the pins coming out of the board have good, solid contact to the terminal strip, and by extension, the signal wire. Make sure all your connections are nice and tight and have good commons or grounds. Door stalls out during open or close. If your door seems to give up halfway through a cycle, crank up the torque. The default value can be on the weaker side for certain doors, so bump the value up and try again. Make sure your door rolls smoothly and there is no binding. Verify your spirator is not overly tight, as the operator will have to fight it when opening the door. You can also adjust your acceleration and deceleration parameters for a smoother transition between speed zones. Door does not hold open, closed. You've got the cam set perfectly, but every time the door closes, DCL is not made up or it bounces in and out. In these instances, the most common issue was changing the hold parameter without changing the other. For open or close, both the hold torque and hold speed must be greater than 0. Once the door is in DCL or DOL, the holding LED will come on and the door should stay in place. Adjust the strength as needed. And with that, you're ready to resume automatic operation. It's that easy, and with the Seez Smooth Operator, you have the answer to universal fittings, simple and convenient mods, and new installs. For more information, check us out over at seezinc.com or give us a call at 1-800-526-0026. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's always smooth sailing with Seez.